Welcome to the Ford World Men's Curling Championship 2013, coming to you live from the Save-On Foods Memorial Centre here in Victoria on Vancouver Island in Canada. I'm Richard Harding and I'm joined today by Rick Watson to help us bring together the show which features Sweden and Finland in the first draw. The Save-On Foods Centre opened in 2005 and the Worlds was held that year also in this very arena. So draw one, Sweden against Finland. And some of the local people of Victoria have come to see this opening game, but outside it's another fantastic spring day. 15 degrees temperatures, no more winter here. And the team lineups today are for Sweden: lead Victor Schall, Fredrik Lindberg at second, Sebastian Kraut pictured there playing third, and skip Niklas Edin. The alternate is Oskar Eriksson, and Eva Lund is the team coach for Sweden. For Finland, Jani Pitko leading, Pauli Jamish at second, Jani Sulanmaa at third, and the skip for Finland is Aku Kausti. Alternate is Leo Mäkelä, and the coach is Una Kausti. And these are all the teams playing in the 2013 World Curling Championships: Canada, China, Czech Republic, Denmark, Finland, Japan, Norway, Russia, Scotland, Sweden, Switzerland, and the United States. In the lineups this afternoon, Sheet A have the host Canada playing China. Our games on Sheet B. Sheet C sees Czech Republic play against Norway, and Switzerland play Russia on Sheet D. So the teams are just getting ready to start.
Team Sweden's been here for a couple of weeks now, and they actually won the Victoria Curling Classic last weekend over the likes of Jeff Stoughton, Kevin Martin, Glenn Howard, Mike McEwen in the final, as well as 3 or 4 of the national teams that are here playing in the Worlds this week. We spoke with Swedish national team coach Pale Lindholm last night, and he said after the teams got a chance to practice on the ice yesterday for the first time that it was the best practice ice that he's ever seen. So he said it's very fast, so that's certainly promising and should make for some great shot making.
So the last stone advantage in this first end belongs to Sweden, which means that Finland, Jani Pitko will throw the first stone here.
Apa ya? Jos etupesä
So Aku Tausti stripping for Finland, gives ice for the first stone on Jani Pitko. And he has called for a centre guard. Just in front of the house. Well, he's right in the house. Shell, experienced lead. This same team has been around a long time now. Still,
they won this year's European Championships.
Yeah, still quite young at 27, but since Pia Lindholm retired back in around 2007, these guys have been most times representing Sweden at Worlds and European level. So hit and roll from Shell, and the straight hit from Pitko.
Could have an open hand on their hands here. Both teams just feeling out the ice. And draw one here.
Aldrig. 9-0. 2/3. Satte sig bra då på slutet. Ja, jag tycker jag slidade ut ganska hårt. Ja, jag tappar farten här. Den blev 9-0.
Holy Janish. This is the first time these Finns have been at the World Championships. They qualified to be here by winning the playoffs at the European Championships back in December. They beat France in the last game to knock them out and come in their place.
Lindberg is the Swedish second.
Hela vägen in. Hårt hela vägen in.
I certainly think Sweden are strong favourites to win this game.
We'd expect them to be certainly in the playoffs at the end of the week. The team has won bronze at the last 2 World Championships. Hoping to improve upon that this time around, obviously.
Bra fart! Ren! Bra! Rent! Rent! Nej, 9-4 Niklas. Ja.
So this first end, pretty defensive stuff. And I guess although the teams have had some practice on this ice yesterday and 10 minutes each before this game commenced, as soon as that first stone was in the house, the game was played in the house really, and no incentive for Finland to risk anything. I think the Finns really be quite happy to get through the first end without losing a couple of shots.
Having a bit of an aggressive move now, though. Edin's calling for the freeze.
Well, I think Edin will always try to play something aggressive, but I think Causte will be very conservative for a few ends if he can.
Absolutely.
B, first time out at the Worlds, probably feeling a little bit nervous. Edin, of course, been on the big stage a few times, so much less nervous. That's a really good shot from Sweden. That stone of Finland just hanging on in the field of play, out of the house, but enough to allow Edin to try and face it, make it tough for Finland to remove it. So Jani Sulanmaa, and it worked for Sweden. They got the hit, the jam on the stone that was hanging on in the back there to leave their counter-lying second shot. Already a mistake out of Finland. And now Edin looking to remove that and roll to the side to lie 2.
Yeah, trying to avoid setting up any kind of double for Finland.
So controlled weight on this takeout from Sebastian Kraup here in the first end. Need to let this curl. It's quite bigger weight than he perhaps wanted. Needs to curl. Rolls and sticks. Well, a pretty good shot from Kraup. So Sweden from nothing, lie 2. And they have last stone advantage here. We're on to skip stones. And the first one for Aku Causte. So he'll be looking to hit this and roll across towards the other one, I would think, Rick. Yep, I think that's what he's doing.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's going for the double.
He could be. He's not giving much ice, is he?
Mind you, way at the back of the house like that, he doesn't need to get much of either rock to remove him from play. And there it is.
Well, good shot from Causte. That'll make him feel better. So accurate hit there, big weight from Aku Causte, enough to bump that second Swedish stone out of the rings. To lie the shot for Finland. Sweden playing the red stones here. So Edin will try and replace this one. Last year at the World Championships, Nicholas Edin played a couple of games, but he had chronic back problems and couldn't play most of the games in Basel. The team managed bronze medals without him, so he hits and runs across to the centre of the house to lie first shot, but this end is heading for a blank end, I think, Rick.
Yeah, unless Finland can get an ideal roll here and freeze to that other red rock that's just outside of the house. They'll just hit and stick. Nicholas Edin's already in the hack, ready to peel this yellow stone out for the blank end.
Well, the game, of course, has a time limit on it, so Edin's certainly not going to waste time on straightforward shots in case he needs to use up some time on thinking what to do with less. less straightforward shots. Well, he got that one, but not by all that much. So 0-0, no score after the first end, and the last stone advantage retained by Finland, by Sweden, I beg your pardon, as we head into end number 2 here in Victoria.
Welcome back inside the Save-On Foods Memorial Centre here in Victoria, British Columbia, Canada. A blanked first end. So we're going to start all over with Finland throwing first rock in a second.
This will be Jani Pitko once more. And don't know if you've noticed, Rick, his other job in life is a professional poker player. Well, he might need to be pretty good at the equivalent of that to outsmart these Swedes. I think Edin will be right in at the kill this week. They're very much the team in form and have experience. So Jani Pitko, his second shot here in the second end for Finland. First stone lying right on the button. Now trying to guard with his second shot. Well, just slightly over curled. Edin has the corner guard established on the left as we look at it now, and just drawing to face up to the stone of Finland's on the button. Very nice shot from Victor Schall, his second stone here in number 2. Pauli Jamish trying to follow this. Important that he freezes right onto the stone, doesn't bounce off it. So needing to curl a bit. Well, it comes at the end anyway.
Hard to avoid a bounce when the ice is so fast.
Fredrik Lindberg, second player for Niklas Edin.
Lång just nu. Ingenting. Måste köra om den är lång. Linjen är bra. Bak 4.
Just trying to follow this finish stone in now.
Viktor är med. Ja, gå nu. Jag kan dutta nu. Det är bara att köra. Kör hela vägen.
This one curls a fraction further. So Sweden lie one in the middle of that jam up of stones. And
I'm going to put another one on top of them.
Jamish just going to follow this in again.
Draw attempt comes up late. Over on sheet A in the first end, Canada and China. China with the hammer. This is Liu with his last stone.
So China just trying the draw against one to the button, which she does with no problem whatsoever, and picks up the single point to lead Canada 1-0 after one end. Back in our game at guard by Finland, just on the top of the 12-foot circle. Well, actually, it was a hit and hitting the guard off of Sweden. They will lie second and third shots, Finland.
Sulenma's trying to put another one on top of the red stone on the center line, which Jamish failed to do with his last stone. That's a little better.
So sooner or later, Niklas Edin has to remove some of this granite to have any chance of scoring more than 1 point here, which is of course his aim. There's Eva Lund, and to her left, to her right, sorry, Oskar Eriksson, former world junior champion for Sweden, and who's the fifth man here. So Sebastian Kraut trying to shift some yellow granite here. Well, two of them go. Good result from Kraut, and we'll see on the overhead how there's at the moment a way where both the yellow stones could go if they got the right connection, and there would be three reds left probably belonging to Sweden. Una Kauste, coach for Finland. important here that the stone half checks on the Swedish one. Well, it might
overcurled.
Yeah, exactly, overcurled just a little bit. It leaves the raise, but we'll see whether Edin's happy with that or whether he wants to just hit him.
Sätter du tjockare så sätter vi ner den och ligger 3. Den är helt okej. Så typ en 8 eller normal eller något. Jag kör en 8.
Well, he's giving every option available there, so whatever shot he plays, unless he misses everything, it'll be a good one. So, just wants to hit this pretty much on the nose, and then it will drive it straight back, and by the end of this, Sweden could lie 3.
Nicely done. Sweden lies 2 now.
Well, if he threw it a bit harder, it might have been 3, but 2 it is, and good result there. So now, last stone for Norway against the Czech Republic in the first end. Norway skipped by Thomas Ulsrud. Has to draw further in than that red Czech stone. Shouldn't be too much trouble for Ulsrud to get a single point in the first end, and he does just that. So Norway leading there. And back to our game now. We're on to Skip's stones. The first stone of Aku Kausti, and
looks like a double attempt.
Just wants to remove both of these stones and lie first shot himself again, which would be on the edge of the 4-foot circle. Not playing all that much weight at this. I'm a little surprised he's not going a bit harder, and it's over curling, I think. He will certainly be lucky to get the double. Well, one it is. You won't mind that much about that shot, because when all said and done, if Sweden end up with only 1 point here, the Finns would get last stone, and they would be satisfied with that.
Quite happy with that.
Edin looking at ways of getting 2.
Yeah, tough double to lie 3 somehow.
Men gå för den, träffar den lite tjockt, den kommer ner hit, gör inte det så mycket heller, det är inte lätt för dem att slå då heller. Jag tycker det är helt okej.
I think he'd be reasonably happy to get the 2 yellows out, run his shooter and lie 2 actually.
Hard to tell if those that red and yellow are frozen. If that red rock would be in the way at all of this last double.
He can hit the side where that brushes of the yellow, quite narrow, and catch the other yellow on the way out, sending that one out the side of the house and lie 2, losing his shooter in the process certainly. Don't think this one will lack weight somehow. So 3 stones remaining here in the second end, 2 of them for Edin and 1 of them for Kausti. And Edin gives every shot everything, so unless he's fully fit, it's not good news, but he looks in top condition here. Is he going to catch this the right way? He is. Well, any of your curlers in the local club know how difficult a shot like that is. To get that just perfectly, the angle absolutely perfectly, out they go, loses the shooter. 1-2, and lies 2 once more. So if Kaustey didn't know he was in a game before he started, he certainly knows now. Although I'm sure he was expecting to be. So important shot here for Finland to avoid losing more than 2. Looking for the hit and roll in behind here. And needs to be careful not to leave. Oh, well, great shot.
Nice quiet wait.
Good shot, Mr. Kaustey. It's not completely danger-free, but it's a very good shot in the circumstances. Catches the angle, rolls in behind these 2 Swedish stones to lie first shot on the 4-foot circle, and it does force Edin to attempt to draw to that white 1-foot circle. It's a little bit more than 1 foot in this case. It's about 18 inches. But that's where Edin has to make this draw. So the draw being tested out in the second end.
It's certainly mission accomplished for Aku Kaustey, forcing your opponent to draw to the button for a single point.
Kaustey's played well in the first 2 ends. Pretty much made all his shots. That double in the first end. And that rather nice hit and roll here.
66.
Going to have to maintain that for the other 4/5 of the game. The sweeper's sweeping hard here to try and get Edin's stone into the 1-foot circle. It's going to come up short. Well, a steal for Finland as Edin fails with that draw in end number 2. And instead of getting a point, Niklas Edin gives up one to Aku Kaustey. Finland lead 1-0. So welcome back to the Ford World Men's Curling Championship here in the SWE-FIN Memorial Centre in Victoria, Canada. And I'm Richard Harding. With me today is Rick Watson, and we are together bringing you this Sweden-Finland encounter in the first round of play at the championships here. Third end, and Finland stealing a point in end number 2 with a lovely hit and roll from Kausti. Edin failing in the draw. So Finland immediately putting their stone into the 4-foot circle just behind the tee. Edin will try and force the play out in front of the house as much as he can to give himself a chance for at least 2 here. Strike right back.
Very wide corner guard from Victor Schell. Quite a bit of swing in the ice.
Alkuun. Ja lähelle. Puoliväli vaan. Puoliväli. Kova sit. Pelis puoliväli. Pelis vaan. Loppuun asti. Pelis vaan. Niin kauko liikkuu. Pelise.
Well, that guard a bit further out than Aku Kausti would like, really, giving Sweden more opportunities. We head over to the end sheet, sheet D, for the end of the second end here for Switzerland.
This is Russian skip Andrei Drozdov. And a steal of 1 for Switzerland makes it 2-0 after 2 ends.
So Edin comes round the centre guard of Finland. Taps their stone out. Nice first shot on the tee, and now Yamish just trying to follow this in. We'll tap it out of the house. Nice first shot. Now, importantly, the play has moved to just in front of the tee line. I don't think Sweden will mind very much of the yellow stones of Finland lie in the back of the house. This one a little bit wide, needs to curl a bit. Well, conservative play at the moment. And you can see that the whole of that stone is visible for Yamish to see. He's hoping to get the roll here. Well, he does. Is he fully covered? Not really. Probably 2/3 of the stone will be behind that guard, and we can go back and have a look at the end of end 2 in the game between Czech Republic and Norway. Easy Schnittel with this last stone. Hits for 1 to tie the game at 1-1.
Kropp will try this again. Finland continues to lie 1.
Veikkaisin, että joku 4 footin rajalta on varmaan aika lähellä.
Joo.
Eiks niin?
Joo. Pitäisikö jättää vähän niinku, sais olla täällä. Ne ei pääse, jos on tossa ne paseet, niin tota sit ilman. Joo, sinne rinnalle.
Sitä kun ylittää minun parempi, kun niin.
Taiks olla vähän isompi?
Lähellettyy niille jotain. Niin.
Voi se ehkä olla jo.
Me ei vissi oltu sitä
Skip
kauhean
stones once again. Even the third end.
Oman rinnalle. Tuosta on suojana.
15 puolikkaat noin janiheita.
And Finland have a bit of a chance here. They're certainly not facing any major danger whatsoever arising from anything that Edin has been able to do here. So just guard the stone. I don't think Edin can get at it too well on the out turn. If he was, well, he could hit it out certainly, but if the guard's well placed here, Finland are lying quite well with one stone almost in the 4-foot circle, almost fully in the 4-foot circle. Not to be too far up with this. Well, that's pretty good.
That's a good shot.
All in all,
that'll work.
Now Sweden have last stone. Is Edin going to try something very aggressive, or is he going to hit the guard and take it off?
Knowing Edin, I would bet on the hit. Shows running.
Well, this is pretty important shot. He'll always have a go at an opportunity. Here what he needs to do is just curl in and lie next to that stone right on the 4-foot circle as we look at it, and it mustn't bounce off it to be in the open, or it will allow Kausti to take it out. And of course if it's too short, Kausti will remain lying first shot and can guard up, making it really tough for Edin to even get a single point with his last stone. So this stone has to be almost placed in the precise position of corner freezing, or freezing onto that finish counter on the 4-foot circle without it being open to remove too easily. And after his last draw at the last end, this one needs to be much more accurate. So it depends very much on the sweepers. They're onto it fairly quickly here. He's got enough weight, just needs to curl now. It's certainly curling.
Nicely done.
Well, great shot from Niklas Edin.
Sweden lies one.
Now the pressure on Kausti. Another look at this stone. Passes the guard by a couple of inches. Just taps that a fraction. Only moves out into the visible area by an inch maybe. And so all the pressure now on Aku Kausti in this, his first World Championship skipping.
Lining up the run back.
Kausti has played in one men's worlds back in 2003 in Winnipeg. So having a go at this raise.
Nice shot.
Oh, that is a stunning shot for Aku Kausti to
He came to play this afternoon.
whip that out of there and lie to, guarded round behind. Fantastic accuracy, brilliant play.
So Edin is forced once again to draw for one.
This time against two. Has to catch a piece of the fully in the red circle there to lie one shot to outcount those two finish stones on the right as we look at it. Well, we just saw his draw shot with his last stone. He just has to repeat that weight pretty much exactly, and he will get a single point. But Finland putting the pressure on there, forcing Edin to take a point. And this one's a little bit firmer. Is it going to be too far? It's certainly going to be. It is.
Steal of 2 this time.
Well, the ice is fast out there, really quick.
Nothing Finland through 3 ends here.
Well, major upset at the moment on our hands if Finland win this. And I think Edin was pretty confident of picking up 2 there. Instead he loses 2. So in number 4 and against the run of, or the expectation, Finland are leading Sweden 3 shots to nothing in this first round of play at the Ford World Men's Curling Championship 2013. And Aku Kausti getting his lead to put that stone in the centre of the house, tee high. Edin asking Victor Schell to put the corner guard on. Pitko again just being asked to place the guard on the stone he put in the tee line. Really nice shot from him, and we can go across to the game involving Russia and Switzerland. Switzerland leading 2-0 at this stage. Andrei Drozdov with the last stone here. Just has to make the draw shot to the 4-foot circle for his point. A little bit of backing, fortunately for him, and he will pick up a single. Score narrowing to 2-1, still in Switzerland's favour.
Finland looking to hit and lie 2 here. Holly Janish.
Well, that stone of Fredrik Lindberg just a little bit too far. Janish just running out. Second shot for Lindberg. Just trying to come round that guard, but he's passing it by a long way. And it won't draw quite far enough to lie right on top of that stone of Finland's. Sweden lie the first shot, but it's not too complicated to get it out.
Janish looking to hit and roll this on top of his other yellow stone behind cover.
Well, split these open. It would have been better if he tapped it by being a little bit tighter to it. Left the stone that was behind the guard more protected than it is now. Edin, I'm sure, is looking at the long double here, or the double. Yes, he is. And Lindberg going for the double takeout.
Hit and stick.
Well, not quite the right direction. I think Edin would have been happy enough if it had run in behind the guard. As it is, Kausti can see it. So the third player for him, Jani Sulanmaa.
I think the call was for the hit and roll behind the guard rather than going for the double.
Well, they make the double. So Norway here facing 3 Czech stones, and Thomas Ulsrud having to make a critical draw shot here for a single point. The score 1-1. Czech Republic lying 3. And Ulsrud has to cut a piece of that red 4-foot circle to outcount the Czech stones. Looks pretty good shot from him. He will make the single point and lead 2-1 after 3 ends. Meanwhile, back with us, hits and roll to the wing by Sebastian Kraup leaves Sweden lying second and third shot. So Aku Kausti just indicating to hit and roll towards that red stone of Sweden's. Hit the one on the outside on the right, as we saw from the overhead there, and roll towards the other one to lie somewhere in front of it, to leave Finland lying first and second shot. Well, it's taken a long time to reach the conclusion. So Sulan Ma, his second stone here in the fourth end. Not far away, I don't think. Well, good shot from Sulan Ma. He hits
behind cover.
Rolls behind, yep. And
there's no double now. Mind you, Sweden hasn't been able to capitalize on any double takeout attempts thus far in the game.
So an accurate draw shot to face that finish stone that we just saw, which is behind the tee line certainly. It's the call from Nicholas Edin for his long-time third player, Sebastian Kraup. The Swedish team now all 27 years old, seem to have been around forever. And they will have to keep at this to get it right up to the good sweeping. Oh, great shot from Kraup. So then we can have a quick look at the game involving Canada and China. Canada leading 2-1. Ryu Liu
facing three here.
Has to make this shot.
Over curls and Canada steals one to take a 3-1 lead into the fifth end.
Ne tulee niin isolla kierteelläkin vielä, että mutta meillä pitää olla vähän isompi. Ei me haluta taivuttaa niin paljon.
En mä usko, kun mä haluan sitä täysin avoimeksi jättää. Mieluummin kolhin tonne suojaan, kun jätetään täysin avoimeksi. Jos se on tiukka.
Tre som ger ganska mycket liksom. Direkt att man över sopa upp spåret liksom på ställen innan så.
Jag tror att det lägger sig en del.
Igenom liksom.
Vad sa du? Jag tror det lägger sig en del. Här är 0. Ja.
So in number 4, Aku Kausti, his first stone here. 2 more stones after this to come, 1 from each skip. Trying the delicate draw shot round the guard to face the stone that Kraup put there a moment ago. Doesn't want to bounce off whatever he does. Well, he has just bounced off. Fraction too heavy for him. This allows Edin to
triple here.
Well, yeah. I don't know if he can get past the guard fast enough to make that. Yeah, he must be able to. Can see enough of it from the other end. Some kind of shot he likes. Yes, he can see plenty of it actually. Just catch. Well, 2/3 of that perhaps. 3/4. Drive it onto the other yellow and the shooter across to the one on the left and take all 3 finish stones out to leave Sweden lying 3, and of course they have the last stone advantage here in the fourth end with only 2 stones to go. So the slightest wrong weight from Kausti leaves this opportunity for Sweden. And he throws a bullet at this. was pretty horrible.
Dean just hasn't been able to get anything going yet this game.
Trouble with that weight is once it's going in the wrong direction, there's nothing anyone's going to do anything about it. The sweepers are virtually useless in that situation. There's no point in having them. So Finland getting off the hook there. I think maybe a little bit less weight, a little bit more direction would have been in Edin's favour. Could have removed the 3 stones for sure, but he was way off target with that one. So, where to place this finished stone to make it most difficult for Edin to take a point, which he has to do here.
I'm sure they'd love to make Edin draw for the 3rd end in a row. The 2 previous attempts led to finish steals.
Just trying to get this stone in far enough into the white to lie ahead of that red stone of Edin's, but not too far.
Nicely done.
Yeah, good shot from Kausti. So Finland lie 2, I think. And that red stone of Sweden's in 3rd position. And the ice that Niklas Edin has given Kraup to indicate here is it's quite interesting, because if this stone just draws a fraction too far, I think Finland will take another shot. I'm a little surprised they're coming in this direction for this shot.
I think he's taking advantage of the backing.
Well, yes.
Given his previous 2 draw attempts, he probably doesn't have much confidence in his drawing ability right now to take all the backing he can get.
And the sweepers were right onto this as soon as he let go. It's certainly not too heavy. You're going to have to sweep it all the way to make it count.
Needs to bite the forefoot.
It's going to over-curl. It does over-curl, just as I suggested it might.
It's another steal, is it?
To give more ice on that, it is another steal of 1 point.
Just 1, I think. I think the one just thrown was second shot.
So he was fast to play that shot. It's obviously the red from where we look at it, I think, but yeah. So 1 more point to Finland. Now they lead 4-0, and I think that was poor ice giving by Edin, or else he had to play a bit more weight and bump into the back ones, and then he would have laid first shot without too much trouble. But coming up short like that, and just over-curled, and gave Kausti another point. And now Finland lead 4-0. So welcome back to the fifth end here, and for viewers watching this programme, they will note that Finland are 4-0 up on perhaps one of the favourites this week, Sweden, after 4 ends of play here.
That is not a typo.
No, and it's been the draw weight of Niklas Edin that has caused all the trouble for Sweden. So test him on the draw. Actually, it's usually a really good drawer, so this is a little bit out of context for him. Victor Schell, corner guard once more. Finland putting that stone just in front of the, or just on the top of the 4-foot circle in front of the tee line.
Over on sheet D, Switzerland playing Russia. This is Swiss skip Sven Michel. His last rock of the 4th end. Looking to hit and stick for 2. And he does just that. 4-1 Russia after 4.
Back in our game, the same tactics being deployed by Kausti. One in the house, one guard, but this time the one in the house is in front of the tee line, and the guard is a little bit closer to the house. They've no need to risk anything at a 4-0 advantage over Edin at this stage. So the second corner guard this time being put up by Victor Schell. And instead of ignoring them, Kausti is going to remove them, or one of them. Well,
that's probably a better spot for the guard now.
Not any worse.
Everything's going right for the Finns in this game so far.
That was a fortunate result, no doubt about that. Fredrik Lindberg then.
Yep.
Second player for Edin. Just coming around this corner guard that was established by Victor Schell. And they're working hard to get it round. It just passes by the merest fraction and will lie fully in the 12-foot circle. Kausti has no hesitation in indicating that the guard should now be removed by Yamish. So away it goes. And the shooter runs out of play. These 3 stones, the only ones in play here in the 5th end. Fredrik Lindberg.
Med för linje. Ja, gå lite.
Helst inte!
Ja,
Helst inte!
bara linje. Bara linje. Där är förbi. Det är bra det.
He's trying to freeze this. He doesn't want to bounce it off, which it has done. Just a fraction heavy. They had to sweep it to get it past the guard, but they didn't need to sweep it for weight. Now, Kausti has a choice to make here. The trouble with this shot is that if he catches it properly, it'll lock the red stone onto his own finish counter on the 4-foot circle. So the other shot was just to try and take that red one out and roll to the wing. On the other hand, not sure he saw that other shot. So far, wanting to get at this quickly. Well, hits and rolls out. He was going for the double the other way, so that one was quite inaccurate. It's probably no worse.
No, the double would have jammed anyway. I think that would have been
what he was indicating.
Bad news for Finland.
I think so. So Sebastian Kraup, first stone for the number 3s in this 5th end. Oh, sorry, second stone for number 3. 6 stones remaining now.
Ingen vixen heller.
Well, that was a loose one from Sebastian Kraup there, and we can go live to sheet A to see this last stone of Chinese skip Louis Hui. Going for the double takeout.
Through the tight port.
He will hit the front stone, and Canada will steal a point for a 4-1 advantage. Back here, Sulan Ma going for the hit on this back stone to lie second and third shots. Second and third shot. Out it goes. Advantage Edin in this end. I have to say it's been advantage Edin in a couple of ends, but he hasn't converted it this time though. Bit of a chance, but Koski's kept the house fairly clear. So Sebastian Kraup then with his second stone here in the 5th end. Scrubbing hard to bring that stone to the back one, and Sweden will now lie 2.
Over to sheet C, Czech Republic facing Norway.
Closer to the house.
Skip, this Czech skip Yuri Snittel, already lying 1, looking to draw another one in there and score 2 in the 4th end. Sweepers will drag it into the tee line, and the Czech Republic picks up 2 to take a 3-2 lead through 4.
Well, here we're on skip stones. Aku Kosti looking at how to try and make sure that Niklas Edin only gets 1 point here. At the moment, Sweden set up fairly well for a deuce. They trail 4-0.
Mä ajattelin, että tää on niinku kaikki auki, että jos me rollataan tosta noin, niin 5 riittäisi. Mä tiedän, hyödyttääkö se enemmän meitä vai niitä. Jos me ollaan tää edessä, niin kiertää keskelle.
Niin voidaan topilla.
Joo, tykkäsin piilaamisesta.
So this program we're bringing you goes far and wide, including to Finland, so I'm not saying anything over all that, so that the Finnish viewers can listen to their...
And I certainly can't translate whatever they said into English. So.
Listen to their team deciding what to do here.
I think they decided on just peeling that top red rock.
One of the nice things about the curling game is that the players are mic'd so you can hear the tactics. So, Kausty.
I don't think they can get to the nose to make the double.
Just taking it out and running. And I think the thinking there was if they just take that away, it forces the Dean to play a really important draw shot, and they reckon that that's probably the biggest challenge for him.
Exactly.
And it certainly has been for the first four ends. So,
and they're hoping that he puts it in a spot where it's not behind cover so that they do have a potentially a shot for a double takeout.
And if he can't get the weight again, then from their perspective, even better. So important to get round this centre guard and lie second shot for Nicholas Edin here in the fifth end. Reigning European champion from Karlstad in December. Also won the Europeans in 2009. So he will make this one perfectly to lie two. And now
let's see if Kausty can pull another rabbit out of his hat.
Well, he has to be careful here because there are 2 stones remaining. If he doesn't just connect properly with this one on the back, he's really got to hit it right on the nose and leave his shooter locked onto the red stone of Sweden's. And if he's slightly high side or low side and runs it across, Edin can probably remove it and has a good chance to pick up 3.
That's right, because I don't think that red stone that he's going to contact is going anywhere.
No. So really important to hit this right bang on the nose. Big weight. Well, that's the next best thing, which is get them all out and leave Edin a free draw for 2. I think Kausty knew he was going to be losing 2 here. The main thing wasn't to lose 3, so well played as far as he's concerned. That was probably the right option overall on further reflection.
I'm sure they'll be happy to give up 2 and still retain a 4-2 lead with the hammer going into the 6th end.
Well, Rick, it never really looked like forcing Edin to only a single point here. From quite early in the end, it looked pretty good for Sweden to pick up 2 as a minimum. So Edin only has to get this stone in the house for his 2 points, which he will do, and Sweden narrow the gap after 5 ends going into the break now. From 4-0 to 4-2. They trail against Finland.
First. My yellow 4.
So here's how we got to this point. 2nd end, after a blank in the first, Nicholas Edin Forced to draw for one. And he comes up light, so Finland steals one to get it on the board first. And then on to the third similar situation, this time facing two Finnish yellow stones. And this time, the sweepers back off as Edin is heavy. And another steal, this time of 2 points for the Finns, so they go up 3-0 after 3 ends. And then in the fourth, yet again, Edin forced to draw for a single point. And this one over curls. And Finland steals another point. Sweden got 2 back in the fifth. So after 5, it's 4-2 for Finland. And on the other sheets, sheet A, Canada leading China 4-1 through 5 ends. Czech Republic leads Norway 3-2. And the Swiss lead Russia 4-1.
Pia Lindholm and the coach Eva Lund joined the team with Oscar Eriksson to discuss the play so far. Serious look on Pia's face. Don't look all that happy after that first 5 ends. Many people think Sweden are the favourites this week after being European champions and also their recent win in the big Bonspiel here in Victoria in Vancouver last week.
Se edellisen tänne päähän ja sitä edellisen, niin se oli aika lailla tiukassa ne heitot. Sen takia ne taipui vähän yli viiva. Ja sitten taas toinen se tuli tosi siististi, niin sitten se tulikin, niin pysyikin samalla puolella viivaa. Mutta voimat on ollut hyviä, niin pystyy pelaamaan niin paikoilleen. Niin jatketaan samaan malliin. Jos ne pistää keskisuojan, niin mennäänkö me ympäri?
Joo, ne pistää 2 keskisuojaa.
I'm sure the talk in the Finnish camp is how to stay ahead in this game. Anyway, quickly on to the stats. Overall percentage of Finland is 88, with the draws at 90, hits at 86, and Sweden trailing in all 3 counts. Overall, the draws and the hits. And 4 stolen points for Finland. Sweden started with the last stone advantage, and they could not convert it on the second, third, and fourth ends. They trail 4-2 going into the second half of this game. And you can always be sure of a big meal in Canada. So just to recap, you're watching live coverage here from the Ford World Men's Curling Championship 2013. We're in the Save-On Foods Memorial Centre in Victoria on Vancouver Island in Canada. And you're watching this game of Sweden against Finland in the first round of play. The score is currently 4-2 in favour of Finland. I'm Richard Harding. And sitting next to me this afternoon is Rick Watson. How's it going to finish, Rick? Let's put you on the spot.
Well, Sweden certainly hasn't made things easy for them so far, but I think it's going to be a challenge, but I'm picking Sweden will come back.
So Jani Pitko, 90%. Well, some of his draws haven't been quite where they were supposed to go, but overall, it'd be good enough for Finland to be where they are. That stone just going behind the tee. So really to be in front of the tee line, Rick. This is advantage Sweden with that shot. Victor Schell. Let's see what his numbers are.
He's also curling 90% through 5 ends.
Just touching off that stone. It's behind the tee certainly, so this time Pitko has to freeze onto that Swedish counter just behind the tee line, or just on the tee line really.
Saa pompata. Joo, saa pompata. Kova.
Nice shot from Pitko. He's curled enough to mean any tap will see the red one going out. We can just move to the next sheet to see the end of the fifth end here. Czech Republic against Norway.
Thomas Alsrud lying one, and he's going to draw in for a second point. And there it is, and Norway leads 4-3 after 5 ends over the Czech Republic.
Jamish also at 90%. Not anymore.
Takes the guard.
Fredrik Lindberg only on 80% for Niklas Edin.
Farten är okej. Farten är okej. Den sätter sig nu. Bara bak 4. Bak 4. Bak 8.
Just trying to tap this red stone up and move the yellow one into the open. Well, not quite enough. He would have liked it a little bit further out than that. And a chance here for a couple of Swedish stones to be removed. Jamish going with this big weight shot. He's on the guard, I think. Oh no, he's not.
Got them all moving.
Well, pretty good play from Jamish.
Finland lies one.
Finland lie one. So trying to remove at least 2 Swedish counters. Only one of them goes. The other one right in the back of the house, but nonetheless Still counting for Sweden, that back stone in third shot position. Chance now for Sweden to lie 3, but the last stone advantage here belongs to Finland, so they should be all right from that perspective. 83% for Sebastian Kraup. What I think Edin is trying to do here is force Kauste to take a single point, and then he will get the hammer back again going into the 7th end.
Tries to roll in behind cover. Might have hit a sliver of it.
Now, what will Kauste ask for? A good shot here would be a freeze on that stud, but I don't think they're brave enough to do that.
No, looks like he's playing the run back.
93%
some more damage control.
Sulan Ma.
You have that stone?
We don't have lights on the stone.
Got a faulty stone here.
Just shows red and then it doesn't do anything.
Our clock is running.
Joo, ne ottaa sen sitten takaisin.
Stone handle problem. The stones
Yeah, now
have
it stops.
electronic handles on them. And of course
Yeah, I
the
think
Finnish
so,
team
but
there concerned that their clock was still running even though there's a defect
Red, and then it goes
showing on the stone, the red
It's supposed to flash when I take it off.
showing on the stone, which comes on if you slide over the hog line and you're still gripping the stone.
Is it your handle?
Yeah, it's
You
just
must let go, but the hog line.
giving me the red light once.
Yeah.
It goes out.
Yeah.
Oh, now it works a bit.
Too many red lights.
Yeah, I don't think there's supposed to be that many flashing
It's always the same
lights.
So Hans Wittrich, the chief ice technician, is going to come and fix this problem.
Yeah, from
It's
this
working.
side.
Just got it back where it doesn't.
Now
Now
it's
it
working
works.
again.
I mean, it was when I went to the hack. I turned it. Yeah. It gave me the red one, and then it did nothing. Now it's doing. Now it's flashing, but it didn't do this just a minute ago. Yeah. It,
Yeah.
That wasn't the problem.
Yeah. Well, okay. I'll throw it.
So I think they'll play it here, keep an eye on the hog line for whether anybody goes
Yeah,
over
I'll check it
manually, and then fix it after that. So obviously
Now, Hans.
probably a battery problem. Unfortunately, I'm familiar with these wretched batteries in these stones. So an umpire was on the line there to make sure it was okay. Hasn't done much harm to his hitting capabilities, that delay.
Over to Canada-China on sheet A. Chinese skip Ryu Liu drawing against 2 here in the 6th end.
So Edin, after that last stone of Finland, still lying 1 shot on the top of the 4-foot circle. Now desperate to guard it and force Kauste eventually in a shot or two's time to draw at least to the 4-foot circle for a single point. That's the aim of Edin here. Hope he can get a steal of a point out of Finland.
China did pick up 1 on the 6th end there against Canada, so they trail 4-2 heading into the 7th end. Attempting the run back again, and they'll remove the back 2 stones this time. Sweden still lies 1.
Well, that was a good shot from Suleiman. Here we are, another look at it. Run back onto the back 2 eventually. Or the back 1, centre 1 and the back 1 going, but leaving his shooter in, or leaving the Swedish stone, sorry, in the 8-foot circle there. Edin is now going to try and come round that centre guard as we look at it. Yellow one on the left of those 2.
Så helgömmer topp 4 jämn tangering så ligger det ändå okej. Sätter den får väl slå den och nolla dem.
So Sweden line 1 unguarded, and we'll try to come round that second one to line 2.
Då är vi ner bakom, då får han ju ett läge att
We want it as
frysa.
far in as possible.
Jag är lite mjuk med min, men den är ändå 69 och kommer inte längre än bak 8 typ.
Nej.
Min pad.
Ja.
Det är som att du...
You see Dean only 63% through 5 ends. Most notably those misses on the draws in 2, 3, and 4.
Linjen är
Kommer köra på slutet.
Lite tajt!
Nej då, linjen är bra. Linjen är bra.
Lite tajt!
Nej, linjen är bra.
Ja!
Perfekt linje.
Ni har den! Ja!
Behöver gå för fart då. Kör. Nej.
Kör! Hit!
Nej.
Fortsätt!
Got a good draw this time.
Well, he wants us as fully into the 1 foot circle as he can, so that, or 4 foot circle as he can, so that it narrows the eventual draw for Kausti. But I think Kausti can hit the 2 reds out here. Catch it on the ice. Well, it's not easy, is it?
I think it's probably there either way. He could hit it on the high side or in the crotch.
I think on the inside it will run across the top of the stone. It'll be tough to get enough action on the shot right in the house there. If he hits the inside of the red on the left, it will run across the face of the one on the 4 foot circle. Leave it still lying there, I think. I don't think he can get little enough of the... Well, he might just be able to, but I have to whistle past the guard by not very much to do that. And of course has to be really accurate with this one. If he's too tight, he'll catch the guard. If he's too wide, he only hits the second Swedish stone. So Aku Kausti faced with a really accurate hit here.
Kausti curling 80% through 5 ends of play. He's close. No, he did roll over the top.
Well, they touched it back, but it was never going to be easy to remove them both by that method. That was the danger. So Edin will come round the guard once more onto the top of the 4 foot circle. And he will be hoping really to replace the stone right behind the guard on the top of the red 4 foot circle.
Yeah, it's important he tucks around the guard here, not give Kausti an out with a double takeout. Force him to draw to the button.
And this could show just how quickly a game can turn, because if he makes a really good shot here and then Kausti fails to draw, the game will be tied at 4-4. But the sweepers are right onto it again. This looks, if it's going to need swept all the way. Curling now has to go right round.
Great sweeping. So now Kausti has to put it on the Ford logo.
Vähän enemmän tilaa, mutta täällä on toisaalta stopparit täällä ei ole kahta niin hetkeä.
Se näkyy kyllä vähän se hei.
Toisaalta jos se härppää tohon, niin on pois.
Sitä näkyy muutaman sentin.
Niin, mutta ei me nyt sitä voida oikein pelata.
Punavalkoinen, niin saadaan me ykkönen.
Ei mun mielestä se on määristä ottaa täällä.
Täällä on enemmän tilaa.
Ei me täältä ykköstä saada millään.
Stoppari, mutta toisaalta se on sitten taas vähän väärän puolen stoppari.
Ei siis tee se on, ei mitään, ei tännekin nyt niinku stoppari heittää oikein.
Ei niin, sitä mä meinaan, että ei sitä voi
We
niinku
must be discussing the hit though.
Tää se olisi. Nyt toi näyttää.
Looks like they have decided on the draw attempt, though. So Finland with the hammer for the first time in this game. Cal State needing to draw to the button for a single point.
And they're having to sweep this all the way.
Needs to curl a lot. Now they're just trying to trim down the steal, I think. Can they get the bite? No, I think it's a steal of one.
Well, the fight back begins for Edin. Steal of a point for Sweden. And you can never write them off. 4-3 Finland lead. Kausti got a beautiful weight there, but just a fraction on the wide side. He will lose a single point, and we're back to 1 point dividing these two teams.
Welcome back inside the SWE-FIN Memorial Center here in Victoria, British Columbia, Canada. Time for the seventh end in our game here between Sweden and Finland in the opening draw of the Ford World Men's Curling Championships. Finland leads 4-3. Victor Schell throwing the first stone at the end.
Valkoinen sininen. Valkoinen. Punainen. Punainen. Takapunainen. Etupunainen. Pientä. Etupunainen. Pientä. Etupunainen. Pientä. Punainen. Pientä. Etupunainen. Punainen. Valkoinen. Valkoinen.
Over to Switzerland, Russia on sheet D. Russian skip Andrei Drozdov. Trailing 4-1 at this point to Switzerland. looking to hit and stick for the single point. And he will do that, trimming the Swiss lead to 4-2 through 6 ends of play.
Sininen riittää. Tilaa tosi paljon. Ollaan tosi ulkona. Hei, tullaan tänne ympäri. Joo, joo. Hei.
Yanni Pitko slides his rock outside of the intended target to the back of the 8-foot.
Bak 4. Innen är bra, bak 4. Baken är okej. Här är lång.
You just get the feeling that Sweden is starting to take control of this game, much like we expected would happen.
Great shot there.
A live update over on sheet A. Canada's Brad Jacobs leading China 4-2 in the 7th end. He will peel out the Chinese stone, losing his back counter, but he still picks up 3 to take a 7-2 lead through 7 ends of play, much to the delight of the Canadian fans here.
So the play all in the center area here in this Sweden v Finland game. Niklas Edin has this end looking quite nice for his team. Finland lie the first shot, but the stones are lying well for Edin to have a go at. Lying a couple himself, giving Kosti something to think about with his last stone. So Kosti though determined to try and prevent that happening. So the draw into the draw against that red stone on the back of the 4-foot circle. Here's the call.
Tilaa paljon. Valkoinen punainen. Tilaa tosi paljon. Otellaan. Ei mitään linjaa.
Jamish, the player,
Tää taipuu hirveästi.
needing to curl.
Ei voi.
A little bit firm.
Ei missään vaiheessa. Ei vielä.
Needs to swing a long way. It's coming at the end. Well, great weight.
That would have been nice if it was over a couple more inches, but Finland does lie 2.
Köpt dutta är bra. Får vi lite insida är helt okej också. Den tar inte vägen någonstans så.
Kraut just trying to follow this down and tap it enough to rumble the stones up a little bit in Sweden's favour. depending what happens next.
Sorry. Yo. Hey. Hey.
Got another problem with it. That same stone of Sulanmaz.
Still can't fix the handle.
Becoming a fucking joke.
He's a real troublemaker.
They had attempted to fix it in between ends, but I guess not.
No, it just spins. The handle spins. The handle spins.
Well, this can be a bit of a disturbance to your concentration, Rick.
Absolutely, that's the last thing you should have to be worrying about is whether the batteries in your handle are working or not. You don't want to get caught for a hogline violation when it's not your fault.
I'm not sure if they changed the handle the last time, but they're changing it now, so there should be no problem after this.
How many spare ones you have? Yeah.
Yeah, it must be me.
Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you.
So play can recommence. Koski here going for just a tap on the inside of that red stone of Sweden's and hope to roll in behind the cover. Which would leave Finland line 3, I think. Sulanma has certainly played really well in this game. For the inside tap. Well, got it.
Antingen sätter den nu eller så dubblar de där två. Eller trippla blir det ju. Det är inte helt givet att den här går ut dock, för den ligger nästan helt limmad. Kommer den därifrån så kan fastna där. Jag gillar nog den ändå. Spelar den ändå va? Ja.
Okay. Done. Seems any better.
So Finland with the hammer here in
Den går
the
nog inte
seventh
ut, men den borde gå
lies
ut i alla fall
3
sämre
right
än
now.
båda de två. Och den går i alla fall ut. Tunn hörn!
So I don't think these two Finnish stones that we saw there can both be removed.
Big rate coming from Sebastian Kraup.
No, just as I suspected, the back one was going to stick there in third position. There's no way they could both go the way the stones were lying. So Finland lie first and third shot now. But Sweden have that stone on the top of the 4-foot circle in second shot position. Aku Kausti quite happy to just put another draw shot in here to lie 1 and 2 again. Pressure in Sweden. Niklas said he'd better be careful because well, that's not a good shot, because these can both be removed. I think if he can pass the guard.
Behind the tee line too.
Den här kommer ju röra på sig alla gånger. Om jag inte får precis chapp, men den känns ju ganska tight på garden.
Well, if looking at this overhead,
rimligt ut att chappa mellan hål?
Sweden, if they could catch the inside of that, those two yellows, or the nearer one to the tee line, and just roll in behind, my shot could be difficult to get to, given all the stones in front. Sweden, of course, looking to steal another point here and square the game at 4-4. Finland with the last stone. Well, they could pick up 2 or 3 if the play runs their way. Certainly help their cause at 4-3 ahead with last stone advantage. So Edin going for bust. He's got 2 more stones to go, and he's got to make the steal now. Too many finished stones lying around. So if it doesn't, well, he's going for, it looks to me like he's going for the takeout on this yellow, hoping to remove them both.
Yeah, I think he's just going for the double. He can't, with that amount of ice, you can't be going for the hit in inside roll.
Well, they passed that guard by next to nothing. Out they go. And now, menacingly, Sweden lie 4 shots after that finish number 1 counter. Passes the guard by next to nothing, as we'll see. Yeah. Gets the double. And lies 4 second shots. So Kausti now lies shot number 1. Just discussing where to put the second shot here to cause the maximum problem to Nicholas Edin. Meanwhile, we can quickly go across to sheet D for the Switzerland-Russia game. Sven Michel for Switzerland delivering his last stone here in the 7th end.
Looking to hit and stick for a single point. And he'll hit it on the nose to take a 5-2 lead over Russia.
So Kausti is now down in the hack at the faraway end. Important draw shot here. Just trying to come round this front guard and lie second shot. Make Edin come after him. Oh,
he's going to slide through the hole.
It's a disaster. Well, it's a shocker for Aku Kausti.
No. Can Edin pick that yellow rock out, or is he going to attempt a run back?
He's going to do the run back because for him that's an easy shot.
Yeah.
Straight raise on the front one, onto the second, out will go the yellow, and he will lie
a bunch.
5 if he retains the stone in front of the house, which I'm sure he will, and Kausti will be drawing against 5 with his last stone. This will prove whether he's got any metal or not. I'm pretty confident Nicholas Edin will make this shot. This is probably his favourite shot.
Just like that. Sweden lies 5.
Well, only 4,
sorry.
Yeah, that wasn't quite perfect on his part, but still, they lie 4. But importantly, he's moved the cover away. That wasn't the best ever from Nicholas Edin. Catches a little, too little of it. splits the yellow out, which is the main thing he had to do, but in the process he leaves the 4 shots lying wide open, all behind the tee, and it's actually a simple draw for Aku Kausti to take a point. Mind you, you have to make these simple draws. He has got backing with the shot if he needs it. Dean had the chance to make that a whole lot harder for Kausti. As it is, Finland take the point. Nice draw to the button for Aku Kausti here in the 7th end. And he will go ahead 5 shots to 3, a 2-point advantage, going into end number 8 for Finland.
Hyvä Tarja. Joo, hyvä. 14-4.
So as you rejoin us here in Victoria, 5-3 Finland leading in the surprise scoreline of this first session. The other 3 games going pretty much to expectation perhaps. Switzerland beating Russia, Norway beating the Czech Republic 4-3, and Canada 7-4 up on China. Here though, Finland, first time at the World Championships for this team, are 5-3 ahead of Niklas Edin and his reigning European champions. This first stone in the 8th end from Anne Pitko, right into the top of the 4-foot circle. And Victor Schell will play once more the corner guard.
Linjen är bra, ni har den. Ser ut att räcka. Farten är bra. Ja, räcker det. Bra.
Have a look at the comparison between these players. Draws, Victor Schell 100%, Pitko's 85. Hits 75 for Victor and 100% for Pitko.
Pitää tuoda. Tuokaa vaan. Ihan loppuun asti. Ihan loppuun asti pitää taipuukin, niin pitäkää hengissä.
So the tactic hasn't really changed throughout this game. When Sweden have last stone, Finland play the shot into the house and then guard up. Schall Mosley has put on 2 corner guards. That's the nomination here in the 8th end.
Linjen är perfekt. Ser lite lång ut också.
Nej, farten är bra. Känns lite långt.
Ja, vänta, det räcker. Vi vill inte ha dem närmare nog.
Bra. Öka.
Over on sheet A, Canada versus China. Chinese skip Ru Liu down 7-2 here in the 8th end. Trying to pick up a deuce. And he plays a short little run back and sticks it to trim the Canadian lead to 7-4 through 8 ends.
Slå vicka på den kanske. Runda här. De där 2 ligger bra, så jag tänker inte klippa den så i alla fall.
Nej, jag tycker en rundning här kanske.
Så.
Ja, eller ticka garden.
Ja, den är bra. Även om du tickar ut den här så är det okej också.
Ja, exakt.
Den här blir mindre bra.
Ja, spelar den med fart ner dit.
Second players then, comparable stats, draws about the same. Yamish out hitting Lindberg.
The call here is just to tap back the shot stone. It's totally buried, so they can't remove it. It's frozen to the face of it.
Ehkä tykkää tosta.
Kowski removing that corner guard of Sweden's. He won't mind if his own shot goes as well. Well, one did, not the one I expected. He replaces the centre guard. At the moment, Finland lying first shot in the centre of the house.
Over to sheet C, Norway playing the Czech Republic. This is the last rock in the 7th end. Czech skip Yuri Snittle. Trailing 4-3, looking to remove that yellow Norwegian stone, pick up a single point. And with the quiet wait, he'll tap it back and tie the game after 7 ends of play.
Vai näin?
Eiköhän mä sinne keskelle jouduta tulee.
Niin. Tee voima. Lökätään ihan pikkasen.
Ja meidän valkonenko mikä on huono. Ei tuu valkonen. Mitä menikö pelataan? Niin, steppi.
So the game is wearing on, and Sweden still 2 behind, but they do have last stone advantage here. They'll be desperate to convert the advantage into a 2-stone end, at least, to tie the score here at 5-5. If they can get back to evens, then I wouldn't bet against them. But Kausti's proved quite a tough competitor throughout this game. That's a nice shot from Finland too.
I just moved 1 centimeter this way with my foot.
Pitko saying he touched the rock, the stationary rock, but the team says that's okay, no problem.
Träffar vi den sidan, stå inte våran vägen någonstans. För mycket utsida dock så kan vi åka klippa den, men... Eller så klipper bara garden den här. De måste ha utsida där för att få ut den här.
Skjut in eller den.
Ja, klippa garden tror jag nästan. Kom ner, kolla på den nu.
Okej.
Ganska gott om tid.
Ja, eller svårt att klippa. Kan jag klippa garden och vicka in då?
Den garden är vår baksten.
Jo, men
det är den vi tar 2 på känns som.
Jo, men det...
Där måste vi bara se till att få bort någon.
Får vi in 3 i alla fall. Jag vill gärna
Men den är svår att göra. Det är tunn och stor risk att man jämnar fast den och täcker vid dragningen där också.
Ja, nej, men det... Ja, jag gillar...
Jag tycker det känns så svårt. Man måste få ganska exakt träff för att det ska bli något bra av det.
Okej.
Eller? Sätter man den så är det bra. Men lite för mycket utsidan slipper vi vara baksten och då ligger det inte jättebra.
Jag tror de kommer sätta garden igen.
Ja, eller så chappar de bort.
Sätter de den bara här, på den sidan, så har vi ingenting att göra sen i alla fall. Nej. Så de måste sätta skjutningen någon gång. Antingen tycker jag frisning eller tid. Jag tror att de prickar de garden här till hit i linjen, så får de ändå samma skjutning. De kan ju visa den sidan.
Ja, fast kommer den för högt upp här, då kan man gå runt med den innan. Alltså typ en sargfart. Trycka bort den ena ner med våran frys och så vicka in den till bakom våren.
Vi har inte ens timeout. Vad heter det?
Ja, det är klippa garden, men då i och för sig riskerar man att peta in den också. Eller så går vi på skjutningen. Jag är inte emot den. Chappen är väl den som kanske inte blir jättebra, men då borde vi få in den där bakom kornen också. Och ja, med då ligger vi skottet förmodligen i alla fall. Ja, kör det.
Säg åt att inte begära timeout.
Ja.
Niklas, domarna.
Stannade våran tid.
We never called the timeout, but okay. Huh? Okay, the time stopped.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
So decision made. And there's the percentages. Sulan Ma, really high shooting from him in the first game at the World Championships, 93%. Rope.
Oh, he'll miss everything.
Well,
I think that was plan B, just get rid of the guard.
I think they were much more wanting plan A though.
Ja, metri. Metri är hyvä.
Things not just running for Sweden. I just think they're a little bit off. They're coming in here with a weight of expectation of certainly reaching the final stages, and for many people, possible world champions.
Valkonen. Ootella. Tilaa paljon.
So,
Ihan hyvä.
5-3, Finland leading. This guard attempt by Sulan Ma. Just to curl a bit more. Well, he might just about be okay, but I don't think so.
Over to sheet D, this is Switzerland and Russia. Russian skip Andrei Drozdov looking to pick up 2 and turn the Swiss lead down to a single point. And the sweepers will carry it into the 4-foot. And Russia picks up 2 after 8. It's a Swiss lead of 5-4.
Nyt ne ei pääse pelaa täältä näin mitään tämmöistä näin pelaa. Mulla oli tommonen, otetaan vähän isompi.
Now back on our sheet, you will see what we just missed there. Replay anyway. The raise going all wrong for Sweden. Squirts their stone out of play. That's almost impossible to play that shot.
They couldn't have done that again if they tried.
No, no.
That's the kind of game it's been for Sebastian Kraup. Not his best result of his career.
I think it's looking increasingly good for Finland here. Edin has last stone. He's going to need it. Skip stones remaining. Aku Kausti with his first one. Great chance to lock up these stones on the 4-foot circle with a perfectly placed guard. It'll be good if he could get a little bit further. Well, it might be a very small gap there, but I think
certainly can't make the double through the hole.
Raise, I think.
Det är eller man ska gå med någon mjukare i hålet, försöka dubbla så att säga.
The raise it will be for Nicholas Edin.
Den gick ganska rakt där va?
It'll be interesting to see, given that he's been off target a couple of times in this game, whether he plays it just as heavy or eases off on the weight in the hope that
svårt att få dubbeln och samtidigt stanna kvar i bot. Kan vi få in den vi skickar ner bakom någon av cornerna där så har vi lite
a little bit of a chance for the stone to move. Sweepers might get in on the act. Opportunity to sweep or not. Of course, the point of playing these stones just really heavy is to straighten out the ice to make it almost dead straight, and then what you're really doing is taking aim right at the target, and it's more like shooting than curling, really.
Over to sheet A. Brad Jacobs of Canada looking for the double takeout for 2. He missed the back rock. So China steals 1 point, and they trail by 2 heading into the 10th.
And Edin there going for the raised double, getting the first one okay, just skimming past the second one and leaving it lying there. Finland lie 1 on the top of the 4-foot still. And the chance for Aku Kausti to lock up any attempt at getting to that stone of his, and forcing Edin to make a draw shot to the 4-foot circle, or to bite the 1-foot circle to outcount that stone of Finland. So important to place this guard just in the right position. The most that Sweden will get here is 1, and there's the difference.
Edin certainly has trimmed the discrepancy in the last few ends. He was being outcurled quite heavily by Kauste in the first 4 ends.
So has to just stop. Otherwise he leaves a... Oh well. Okay, I suppose. Forcing Edin to take a single point, or I think he could have played a better shot there, 2 up. If he'd guarded that from further out, there's no way Edin can get more than 1 shot. He forces them onto the draw, which has been his undoing a little bit in this game. Instead, chance to hit both of these out and retain the last stone advantage. Has to be pretty accurate with the hit, really, but I suppose if he hits half the stone, it'll run.
Yeah, and with the heat that's coming, I'm sure the shooter will roll out.
Whoa. Send it.
There it is.
Away they all go. And the mistake there, I think, from Finland in not forcing the issue a bit more, making Edin take a single point. Instead of that, he gets away with a double takeout and roll, and the score stays at 5-3 for Finland going into the ninth.
An update for you on Sheet C, Czech Republic facing Norway. Thomas Ulsrud of Norway with the last rock of the 8th end. Norway with those trademark pants of theirs. I even saw them walking around downtown Victoria in those last night. You can't miss them coming. Needs to draw right to the Ford logo on the button. Great shot by Thomas Ulsrud. Norway takes a 5-4 lead on the Czech Republic. Back inside the Save-On Foods Memorial Center here in Victoria, British Columbia, Canada. It's the first draw of the Ford World Men's Curling Championship. Finland with a 5-3 lead over Sweden here in the 9th end. Sweden with the hammer after they blanked the 8th. Finland came in the house with their first rock, followed by a corner guard from Sweden. And now Jani Pitko is asked to guard that shot rock with his second stone of the end. They'll put it right on the center line. The shell is going to ignore both of those yellow stones and throw up another corner guard.
Well, there's not been too much variation in the tactics from Niklas in this game. I guess he thinks there's not too much wrong with the tactics, it's more the play. He's probably right overall. They've misfired a bit throughout all of this. Can he change it round and end 9 and 10 the way he did in 5 and 6 with 3 points? Finland have perhaps surprised us a little bit. They've played a very good game. Only those two ends. That's the only time Sweden have scored anything at all throughout the match. So Fredrik Lindberg just replacing that corner guard again. Once more, Lindberg Stone taps and rolls out, making it visible for Sulan Ma to remove. And I think man of the match has been this man here for his shot play. He really hasn't missed anything. Sulan Ma. Hit. Roll in. Could have done with a fraction more to be right behind that guard, but he's blocked the double takeout. That's certainly not on. Well, unless you hit it on the wide side, maybe. But on the inside, no chance. Edin asking for the tap and roll in behind from Sebastian Kraut. The stone of Finland's, or both the stones just behind the tee line. Sweeping furiously to get past this guard, which they do. Needs the roll. Well, he got the roll. Didn't get a lot of action off that roll, did he? It just stopped rather than rolled very far.
Yeah, I think it was good weight.
I thought it would curl more off the stone once it, or move more once it tapped the stone. Just kind of stopped on him a bit.
I think it did the trick though. You can't remove it without jamming on his own yellow finished stone.
That's right. So for Sulan Ma, the raise takeout on the red shot there of Sweden's. Well,
jammed on both of his yellow stones.
That was the danger, but I don't think that Kausti will be too bothered by that.
No, the only Swedish stone in the house is behind the tee line.
And it's visible to see from the other end, so Edin, though, indicating to Kraut to come around this corner guard. Needs to draw a long way here, and it's plenty speed, I think. It's going to end up behind the tee line as well.
Now they're trying to just make them even to avoid the double.
Well, I think you'll be able to see a bit of that from the other end. Maybe not that much, but maximum half stone. So not too bad from Krupp, but could have been a little bit better.
Mä pelasin ihan piiliä, mutta...
Niin no aivan täytyy tullakin joku seinän luodaan taas tänne.
Niin se on jo totta kyllä.
So skip stones now remaining.
Tulee normaali.
Joo.
Mä luulen, että olisiko tosta normaali, niin pysyisikö se siinä? Mä katson tuolta, että näyttääkö se liian tiukalta.
Definite chance for Sweden to pick up their 2 at the moment. Nice Kausti can make the double or the hit and roll onto that red stone on the left as we look at it. Hit the one on the right and roll across to face the one on the left.
Ei tuolla osuma, mitä se näkyy. Mutta
whatever he does, he must catch his own guard.
Pääasiat saa sen poimittua.
Niin on,
silloin on avoin pois ja annetaan kakkonen. Niin.
So Sweden, who struggled a bit throughout the game, could be right back in it here. With 1 end remaining. Must get past this guard. Oh no.
All over it. Now the deuce is certainly in play. Over on sheet A, our first handshakes of the afternoon. Canada's Brad Jacobs ran China out of rocks in the 10th end to pick up a 7-5 victory.
Well, that was a bad mistake from Kausti. Sweden lied 2. 3 stones remaining here, 2 of them belonging to Edin. Big chance to pick up 2 or even 3 points.
Det är bra. Curla under också helt okej. För då kan han sätta dubbel så säger man att den ändå jämar.
So Edin will...
Förlåt, nudda 8 med en centi så ligger vi 3. Det är väl det viktigaste. Oavsett, även om det är en lätt dubbel nere där. Hellre att han måste sätta den än att det inte ligger 3.
We'll draw here as far away as possible from these other 2 stones. I think in line with the one on the right as he looks at it. In the front of the house. Kausti will be facing 3. As I said at the last end, he needed to take his chances. Left Edin with a shot to blank the end, which he took, of course. Now,
It was a bit deeper than he wanted, but Sweden does lie 3.
it's going to be an almost certain 2 for Sweden here. Could it be a 3? So Kausti needs to hit this one right on the nose. And the 2 reds will go out. The shooter should stay his first shot. And then it'll be a hit on the nose for 2 for Sweden.
by sliding that extra few inches, Edin made this double just that much easier for Kausti.
So if he catches this just a little bit off target, only takes 1 out. No sweeping. Oh no, he's not on the guard, is he? He is.
Oh my goodness.
Well,
we didn't think 4 was a possibility.
It's a disaster for Finland. And I think the end for Finland has happened right there. Well, I don't know why you would come at that from that hand. Implosion, explosion, all kinds of oceans.
Kausti seeing his
disaster,
his lead evaporate right there. Edin has an open draw for a big 4 here in the 9th end.
I wondered whether they could keep cool heads for 10 ends, and I think we've proved at the moment they can. The Finns.
Ja, den borde vara bra den här. Kan nog inte dra igenom den. Nej, den känns bra. Den känns bra.
A real rush of blood to the head there, and Edin a simple draw, and he will pick up 4 here to lead 7-3.
Rent. Bra.
And there it is, a big 4 points here for Sweden in the 9th end. They take their first lead of the game, 7-5 over Sweden, or over Finland, sorry. Welcome back inside the Save-On Foods Memorial Center here in Victoria, British Columbia, Canada, for the 10th end of our game between Sweden and Finland. Sweden with that big 4 in the 9th end to take a 7-5 lead coming home. Victor Schell is going to throw his first stone into the house. Yanni Pitko is asked to put up a corner guard.
Kova. Sori. Hyvä. Laitetaan toinen sinne taakse vaan.
Ne on kaukana, niin liian helppo pelata hakkeja.
Toinen sinne taakse.
Dean certainly doesn't want any extra guards. He'll ask Schell to place his second stone into the rings as well.
Kan vara bite 4 ungefär. Okej, ni har det. Behöver curla. Vi ligger snedfryst just nu, den blir inte någon vidare. Nej, bara stanna. Vi ligger faktiskt på halva. Den är okej. Sorry. Jag tycker det är okej. Det gör inte så mycket. Jag tycker det är okej.
Miehiästi.
Another corner guard coming from Finland here.
Joo.
Now an update for you on Sheet C. Czech Republic and Norway. Yuri Sanitl looking for a hit to take out the Norwegian stone and pick up a big 3 points here in 9.
Yep. Yep. Point. Yep. Yep. Drop check. Yep. Fine.
And he'll take it out and pick up 3. So the Czech Republic leads Norway 7-5 heading into the 10th end. Norway will have the hammer.
Well, back in this game, Sweden now lying 2 on the 4-foot circle, in full command of the 10th end. And they have trailed all the way through to the last 2 stones in the 9th. And the big 4 transformed the whole game.
On jo, siinä on hyvä.
Ei yhtään pidemmälle, tähän vaan. Hyvä. Hyvä Darja.
Corner guards out for Finland, but they need to score 2 here for an extra end. And I think the manner of their disaster in the previous end has probably fried their brains for this end.
Yeah, they need a couple misses here from Sweden. And you usually don't get those when they're peeling guards.
Certainly not, and having trailed the whole game, their confidence will have gone from low to high in space of about 2 minutes.
Se on vähän kovempia. Lähellä.
Voitiin aikaisemmin hidastaa sitä.
No hyvä.
Ota rinnalle.
Pientä. Se vähän. On siinä.
Another guard and another peel.
Den är 6,84.
So the removal of the guard once more. And Kausti indicating to Sulinma.
Takavalkoinen. Takavalkoinen.
Allowed the other corner guard.
Ei voi ottaa.
Irti sit.
Joo, ei tässä tehdä mitään.
Ei pakko jäädä pesään. Pakko jäädä pesään. Ei. Suunta on hyvä.
Colonel just stopped before the tee line.
Kovaa! Siellä vaan. Loppuun. Alright, hyvä.
Well, just a fraction heavy. Did get round the guard, but the guard is going to be removed by Sebastian Kraup. Needs to curl a little bit.
Okay.
Well, he makes it, but in the process removes the 2 Swedish counters on the 4-foot circle. Well,
Mä kyllä laittaisin vielä cornerin, mutta
who would have thought it? Just when it looked all in Sweden's grasp, Finland have a draw to lie 2 stones at opposite sides of the house.
And
big chance to pick up there too.
That's how many they need to tie the game.
Irte.
Tää olla rinnalla. Ei yhtään pidemmälle.
Irte.
Takavalkoinen. Kova. Ei.
Wow.
Två tredjedelar kan det vara det?
So Finland lie 2. We're on to the skip stones. Nicholas Edin comes first. He is going for the big double, I think.
Well, he's going to have to make a double with one of these stones unless he wants to play an extra end.
84% he's been in the hitting. Oh my goodness. This is a big weight anyway.
Oh, look at this. Oh.
Well, not far away. He hits it and it rolls across just behind the second Finnish counter, and he knows that's been the story of this game really. A lot of shots just missing for Sweden. A few of them rather poorly executed at times, but nonetheless, if one or two of them had come off, they would have been in a bit more comfortable position, I think. Things ran for Finland also in the early end. However, they do lead 7-5, and I'm pretty sure they still have control, but there we are. Kosti on 69% for the draws, but here he actually only has to draw the house as far away as possible from that yellow counter he already has in the back 12-foot circle. Trying not to leave Edin with a double.
Takavalkoinen on hyvä, ei sen pidemmälle kun mennään niin laitaan. Joo, kova. Joo.
Well, there's no double on this time, no matter what you do. Both these yellows are not going out, even if Edin throws it twice as hard as he threw the last one.
He'll give it a shot, but I don't think it's humanly possible.
He has to really take this out, because it might be nice to freeze it, but he has to really take it out, because if he doesn't make the freeze perfectly, could end up giving away 3 and losing the game. So by the law of averages, it's better to get the 2 and try and get one in the extra end. So he will hit this and hope to lie first shot, forcing Kosti to hit and stick. Oh, good shot.
Yeah, he has shot rock, so Finland will have to make a play on it. And if he rolls out, Sweden will win.
So last stone of the game coming up. 7-5 Sweden lead. Aku Kosti lies the second shot here for Finland. And if he can hit this on the nose, it will be a 2 and the game will go into extra time. To be honest, if they do get 2 here, it's not because they played well, it's because Sweden played that, or got that horrible shot from Kraut that took the stones all out and left them lying 1 against with Kosti to play. So the hit and stick. Well, he's not playing much weight at this, and it will start to curl. He's going to struggle to hold it for his shot. In fact, he might even miss it.
Oh no.
Out it goes, and Sweden will win 7 shots to 6.
Yes, again. Thanks for that. Should have led by 5.
And win their opening game at the World Championships here in Victoria.
So Sweden, after finishing 7-4 last year in Basel, start their 2013 championships with a 1-0 start. And our second final of the afternoon, Switzerland defeats Russia 6-4. So Sven Michel and his team start off with one victory. And Russia's Andrei Drozdov will drop to 0-1. Stay tuned, we'll show you the completion of the Czech Republic Norwegian game. Czech Republic currently leads that 7-5 in the 10th end. Norway with the hammer, they need 2 to tie. Czech Republic's Yuri Snittle coming off a 2-9 record at last year's championship, so this would be a big upset. Norway finished last year's championship 8-3. There's the Czech Republic throwing red stones, hitting and rolling behind cover for shot stone.
Fin linje. Wow. 5 er greit. Linje er bra. Nære. Ja. Hardt. Ja. Helt ned. Bare limen på. Bare lime. Ja. Hold linja. Hardt.
For the corner freeze here. Shot there from Thomas Lovold. Thomas Lovold playing third here for Team Norway as Torger Nørgaard is staying at home awaiting the birth of a child. Czechs get Yuri Snittle with his first stone. He'll attempt the same shot.
Fajn. Jestli můžeš. Jo. Jestli můžeš. Dílka důležitá. Si doček, podívej se, kde je. Stojí na čas. Lepší směr. Freeze. Si doček. Freeze. Jo, směrem výborný. Yep, freeze.
Nicely done. Trying to see if they can get to the inside of that stone and remove it from play.
Okay. 2-9. Vekk, 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 vekk! Vekk! Japp, japp!
Does jam, but the red stone rolls into the open. Norway lies second and third, but Czech Republic is still shot rock.
Akkurat ikke hele. Men kanskje spilt på den der pinne som jeg så den der, du så en tredjedel da? Men jeg så en tredjedel da.
They needed to be shot stone there because now the Czech Republic could put another one in there and lie two. All the other games finals this afternoon. This is the last sheet still in play. Yuri Snittle, 72% thus far. Needs to bury this behind the guard. So Czech Republic does lie two. Norway needs to remove both of those somehow to pick up two here and force an extra end.
Jeg synes den har så lett ut på seieren, ja. Nei, det her så mer makeable ut. Jeg tror vi må gå for den, Løvold. Du vil ikke spille slashen? Hæ? Slashen er det ikke. Jeg tror ikke jeg ser nok.
I think the best bet is to try that slash.
Hvis dere går litt kjappere opp i hekk og sier jeg ser, jeg tror ikke den slashen er der.
Just squeak by that center line guard.
Kanskje mer fornuftig? Hæ?
It's probably the only option, frankly.
Null is da. Hva er det? Treffpunkt av tredjedel? Få frem steinen da, så slipper vi å stresse. Tredje, jeg spiller med 11 bare. Det er mer kontroll. Jeg spiller med 11
So Thomas Ulsrud in the hack for his last shot here in the 10th end. Trailing Czech Republic 7-5. Needs to make the double takeout here to force an extra end. Ulsrud 88% thus far. But it all comes down to this. He removes one, but not far enough with that second one. So the Czech Republic will steal in the 10th end and pick up a victory here over Norway in the opening draw of the Ford World Men's Curling Championships in Victoria. Norway drops to 0-1. So a great start for the Czechs. So our feature game this afternoon was Sweden against Finland. Finland took an early 4-0 lead through 4 ends. Sweden came back in the 5th with a deuce and then stole in the 6th. And then Finland got a single in 7. And you felt like the momentum was starting to move in the way of the Swedes. And in the 9th end, Finnish skip Kauste. Rex on the guard, and a huge opportunity missed by Kauste, leaving an open draw for Nicholas Edin to pick up a huge 4 points. And that was Sweden's first lead of the game. It was 7-5 coming home. And then in the 10th, Kauste needed a hit and stick here with his last rock, but the rock was at the back of the house, so the danger of rolling out was definitely there. And that's just what he did. Just what he did. He rolls out, only picking up a single. So Sweden wins the first game 7-6 over Finland. Sweden starts off 1-0, Finland 0-1. So in draw 1, here's the other games that were featured. Canada beat China 7-6. You just saw the completion of the Czech Republic-Norway game. 8-5, Yuri Snittel defeats Thomas Ulsrud's team. And on sheet D, Switzerland defeated Russia 6-4. So after one draw of play here in Victoria, Canada, Czech Republic, and Sweden and Switzerland are all atop the standings with a victory each. Denmark and Japan have yet to play. And Scotland and the United States will see their first action tonight as well, followed by China, Finland, Norway, and Russia, all losing their first game 0-1. Now here's Nicholas Edin.
So what does it feel like to come back from a 4-0 deficit to win?
Feels pretty good, actually. We had a terrible start, or I had a terrible start, and I missed everything in the beginning, and their skip made some really nice shots, and we didn't really expect that in the first game. We expected them to play really good, but usually it's kind of hard to make those shots that he makes every time in the first half of the game, and I missed some easy shots as well, so we really needed to make a strong comeback, and we tried to do that, and then we got a fortunate mistake from their team, so we could win the game, but we were lucky to win it for sure.
What happened to your draw weight in the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th end?
Yeah, it was a bit heavier than it was yesterday. I just got caught on it. I knew it was more heavy, but I didn't really trust the speed out there, and the rest of my team played great, so I just should trust it more. Came in with a couple of nice draws in the middle of the game, but in the beginning of the game, I just couldn't trust it. So for the next game, I'll have to try and make it better.
How much do you think you need to improve to be right in the mix later in the week?
I think it's like the way we played right now, that's not the way we normally play. So I think if we can step it up a notch and play as we normally do, that should be enough for playoffs. But we still need to take each game and play really good at all the shots.
Well done, Nicholas, and thank you very much.
Thank you.
There was winning skip Nicholas Edin here in the first draw of the 2013 Ford World Men's Curling Championships in Victoria, British Columbia, Canada. Thank you very much for watching, and we will see you